Welcome to Millionaire Live. I'm Kay Adams, and last week's winners each took home a massive prize, and hopefully tonight you will too. On Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Anthony Anderson and Ike Barinholtz won one. Double dip, where you can choose two potential answers instead of just one, and go with the audience, where your answer automatically locks in with the most popular answer choice. You'll only have 12 seconds from the top of the question to lock in your answer, even when you use your lifelines. So don't waste any time. After 15 questions, we go on to the Battle Royale. This is where I ask you another 5 questions, but this time you don't get to use your lifelines. They go away. Don't worry, if you miss a question along the way, you can keep playing along for fun, even if you can't win any cash. If at any point you all mess up and get out at once, we'll give remaining players from the last question one more chance to get it right. And finally, if we ever get down to just one player, we'll end the game there and declare them the winner. All right, that's a lot, but let's just start nice and easy here with question 1. Are you ready? Let's play Millionaire Live. Here's your first question. Question 1. What kind of test is designed to measure intelligence? IQ, litmus, paternity, electric Kool-Aid acid? I mean, I'd argue that our game Millionaire Live measures intelligence too, right? I guess it's not technically a test. There's no Scantrons or number 2 pencils, and there's no way to program the answers into your TI-89 calculator. Oh, what? You're gonna act like you didn't do that? Okay. This isn't a test, it's just a game where you can win $157,000 by staring at your phone and answering a bunch of questions right. Looks like your final answers are locked. We are ready to reveal. And by the way, if you're measuring intelligence with a paternity test, you are doing it wrong. The correct answer here is IQ. On some IQ tests, anything over 140 is considered a high score. 160 and up is genius level, just like you guys out there for acing your first millionaire mini test. Next up, question 2. Kate Winslet and Alicia Silverstone both have sons with what grizzly name? Lion, tiger, bear, rhino. I bet I could read your mind right now. You are having mental pictures of Cher from Clueless in the yellow plaid suit and Rose, hopefully fully clothed, from Titanic. I'm good, I know. And hey, by the way, I'm not just up here talking to myself because I'm really bored and lonely. That's only half true. Our app needs this time to make sure we get it all right and things run smoothly. So relax and have fun. Both these actresses have a son with the same grisly name, which is Bear. I love it. 2 down so far. You know I'm going to bust out the puns here, so let's get them over with. Let's get our bear rings here on Millionaire Live. And those lifelines don't last forever. Bear that in mind. You can't hit pause on this game. Okay, I'm done. I'm done for now. Puns will be back later. Let's growl on over together to question 3. What award did Patrick Mahomes win at the last Super Bowl? MVP, Emmy, Oscar, Nobel. I remember this like it was yesterday. I was there, Miami, J-Lo, Shakira, spicy halftime show. Chiefs were trailing by 10 in the 4th. Paul Rudd is sweating, Stone Street's freaking out, and then boom, Kelsey, 1-yard touchdown. Damian Williams, touchdown catch. The rest is history. A parade through Kansas City, thousands of people scream singing, "You gotta fight for your right to Lombardi." I didn't sing it, don't sue me. Don't sue me. Mahomes has yet to win an Oscar. He has not won a Nobel Prize. I'm not going to put that past him though in the future. The award he did take home this year is MVP. That's right, so let's do the math here. He's your 2018 season MVP. He has a Super Bowl win and a Super Bowl MVP under his belt, and he is but 24 years old. Wow. In his honor, let me no look past this next one. We are on to question 4. What sweet treat do the British call biscuits? Hot dogs, hard-boiled eggs, jalapenos, cookies. You so think I'm going to talk in a British accent right now, don't you? Nope, not doing it. I do love myself some British lingo though. The lift instead of the elevator, the fries are called chips, chips are crisps. I wonder how British slang sounds in American English. It'd be like, I'm so cheesed off that I can't have a bloody face-to-face chin wag with my main blokes, but I'm mega chuffed to bits that my millionaire mates out there tonight are so dishy. I don't know why I just said Valley Girl or any of that. I will never do it again. Let's win you this money. 157K. Don't get knackered now, people. We've got a ways to go. This week's treat the British call biscuits, we call cookies. On Millionaire Live, if you know your onions about this and got it right, then Bob's your uncle. We can move on. Okay, the British slang portion of the program is over. Here is question 5. You'll find a 2.5-inch wingspan on the world's largest what? Bat, bee, blackbird, bald eagle. Remember hearing that the arm span of humans is equal to their height? If that's true, I measure in at a whopping 5 feet. Yep, I'm not tall. I did do some research though, and that is the same wingspan as the largest species of flamingo. Yes, I do have too much time on my hands lately. I'm really bored. And hey, if you are too, let's hang out, please. At HeyKAdams on Twitter, at Millionaire TV to tweet the show. For now, let's spread our wings and fly towards the answer. Bats can have wingspans up to 6 feet. Some bald eagles can stretch over 7 feet. That's crazy to think about, but you'll find a 2.5-inch wingspan on the species called Wallace's giant bee. Hope you took care of business on this question. Otherwise, that is a major buzzkill. I should just get the shepherd's hook right now. Okay, you can still play for fun, even if you got it wrong. You can play for practice or to hang out with me. It's better than doing an online quiz to find out which Disney princess you are, trust me. And I'm Belle, just in case you were wondering. Let's move on to question 6. What San Diego-based brand is known for cans that are traditionally blue and yellow? Coca-Cola, WD-40, Campbell's, Green Giant. If you want more practice for Millionaire Live, let's do this thing. You can check out another Millionaire mobile game. It's called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Easy enough. There are tens of thousands of questions that you can play anywhere, anytime to get you ready for next week's show. You can find it in the App Store or Google Play to start practicing. And that way, when your phone tells you that your screen time is up 92% this week, it was all for something. Let's get back to the not-so-practice question at hand. A lot of money on the line. The brand here that traditionally has blue and yellow cans is WD-40. It allegedly has 2,000 uses, everything from keeping scissors working smoothly to keeping flies off of cows. I wonder if I could use it as a hand sanitizer. I'll have to check that out. And if you think you can get a lot done with WD-40, you should see what you could do with 157K. How we feeling, guys? Good? Let's do this. Here is question 7. In 2019, astronauts Christina Koch and Jessica Meir completed the first all-female what? Lunar orbit, space shuttle landing, mission to Mars, spacewalk. Last week in the Twitterverse, I asked a question and you guys answered. Who would you bring as the smartest person you know to the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire set or here on Millionaire Live? Thanks so much for the responses. They honestly made my night. And a special shout out to Mike Newell 11. He wrote, "It doesn't have to be someone you like. The best bet is some weirdo you once knew who knows all the stuff that you don't, like opera, Harry Potter, The Hobbit, and what musical instruments are." I'm with you on The Hobbit and especially on Harry Potter because there's always questions on Harry Potter and I never know them. And then they don't let me write the question. So it's all one big circle that you can solve by bringing that person with you. Okay. Back to the question. Last year, Christina Koch and Jessica Meir completed the first all-female spacewalk. And that's, of course, not to be confused with the 2020 spacewalk, where you walk with at least 6 feet of space between you and another human being. Or in my case, I like to keep it a casual 15 feet, just for now. Let's move on to question 8. Tupac Shakur's breakout acting role was in what film? Milk, Cocoa, Juice, Cocktail. I feel like we know each other on Twitter now. You guys are responding. I'm reading tweets here on the show. So I want to know, where are you? And not in like a creepy Mark Wahlberg in Fear sort of way, but seriously, are you trying to win this money from your couch? Are you in your kitchen whipping up a sundae? How many of you are hiding up in the old attic trying to get away from the fam for a few hours? It's okay. I got you. I'm here for you. Please tweet us your Millie setup at HeyKAdams, at Millionaire TV. I'm in my 300 square foot living room sardine can wishing I had a cocktail. That, by the way, is a movie starring Tom Cruise. See what I did there? We're getting back to the question. When you think of milk, it's Sean Penn that comes to mind. So how is your Tupac IQ? Is it up at 160? Tupac's breakout acting role was in Juice. Great movie. He was only 19 when he got the role of Bishop, and he played opposite Omar Epps, who was, get this, just 17 at the time. Tupac went on to star in movies like Poetic Justice and Above the Rim. Next up, question 9. What neck muscles are so named because they're of 3 different lengths? Scalene, isosceles, acute, oblique. We are close to halfway through this game already. You know what that means. It's time for some Millionaire Fast Facts. The original working title for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was Cash Mountain. What? The US versions of the show have been produced in 5 states: California, New York, Florida, Nevada, and Connecticut. David Duchovny, hello. He was the first celeb to play Millionaire, and he used his then wife, Taya Leone, as his phone a friend. Her response, honey, you're so screwed. He still walked away with $32,000. How much are you gonna walk away with tonight? $157K on the line. Back to question 9. The answer is scalene. And you thought learning about triangles would never help you in the real world. Now, if only there was a question about mitochondria or playing the recorder or building a diorama, the makeup of a cell, who knows, it might help you a little bit later. Let's get to the money now. Okay, here is question 10. Which of these words is spelled correctly? Accommodate, drunkenness, guarantees, embarrassment. This is a tough one. Our phones autocorrect everything these days. There's no red line underneath this, no emoji to put in its place. Spelling's become a lost art, guys, like cursive and cable TV and unfiltered faces, puppy wall calendars, all gone. Somehow amidst all of this innovation, though, fax machines still somehow occupy every office I have ever been in. Holding strong since 1843, I have never used one correctly on the first try. Ever. Hands down the most stressful office appliance ever. Looks like you're locked in. Looks like we're ready to reveal. Okay. Accommodate has 2 M's. Drunkenness, 2 N's. The word that is spelled correctly is guarantees. Ugh, man, if you got that one wrong, don't be embarrassed with 2 R's. Stay, hang out with me. What else do you have to do? This is $157,000 that you get to watch somebody else win to get motivated to come back, put a chip on your shoulder, and get it done next week. 10 questions down. We're getting close to the battle royale. Use these lifelines if you have them left. You can't use them after the classic 15. Here is question 11. In the Bible, why is the prodigal son considered prodigal? Performs a miracle, kills a giant, becomes a general, wastes his inheritance. You're locking in your answer. If you hear some music or like banging or bass happening over here, I'm sorry, meet my neighbor, who I've never met, but is apparently a pot and pan banging salsa dancer next door. It's really fun and really loud all the time. I think she might be trying to cover up like a Marty Bird Ozark-like situation next door, if you know what I mean. I wonder if she knows that I've given out $400,000 on a game show here in the middle of this apartment on the other side of the wall. Probably not, and she's definitely not in the running for this money. Back to the question, you guys are locked in. Okay, in the Bible, the prodigal son doesn't perform a miracle, he wastes his inheritance. Spoiler alert, his father forgives him. Prodigal just means wasteful. That is something I know all of you will not be if you do in fact win this $157,000. Moving on to question 12. In the 1930s, Henry Miller wrote 2 novels that share their names with what? Lines of Latitude, Hans Holbein paintings, Marx Brothers movies, Brooklyn neighborhoods. Some of Miller's work was banned in the US because of obscenity laws. He ends up in court and has to defend everything, and of course, what does it do? Oh, it makes his controversial books fly off the shelves. That's one point in the column for the "there's no such thing as bad publicity" crowd out there. I say, tell that to Joffrey Baratheon or Snapchat after Kylie Jenner's tweet about the social media platform. Woof. The two Henry Miller novels, Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, share a name with lines of latitude. Henry Miller was born December 26th, so he was in fact a Capricorn. Ipso facto, it all connects, I guess. Write what you know. How are we feeling out there, everybody? Having fun? Ready to rock this next one? Let's do it. Question 13. What app evolved from its original concept of being a way to download a jazz concert? Shazam, Square, Spotify, Venmo. Speaking of apps, I'd say this one's pretty cool. $157,000, casual, no big deal. We're giving you a chance to earn that tonight on your phone. And really, thanks for keeping me company. This is awesome, and especially if you've already lost and you're hanging around, I love you. There, I said it. And let's be honest, that 1,500-piece puzzle is still going to be around later. That woefully desperate text that you've rewrote 10 times to your ex-boyfriend will still be there on your phone, but this $157,000 will be gone. And so will I for another 6 days and 23 and a half hours. The app that started with a desire to be able to pay bands for MP3s of their concerts and evolved into a way to send money to your friends is Venmo. This app is a great thing for most people. I love it. It's an absolute nightmare, of course, if you've made a living as the alligator-armed freeloading friend in your group. Yes, now you're paying for those nachos and pictures, dude. Pony up. Next up, question 14. Which of these music groups got its name from pointing to a random page in a dictionary? The Kinks, Commodores, Garbage, Cream. If you don't know the answer, there's nothing wrong with taking a little guess here. Sometimes they can be lucky. There's over 170,000 words in the Oxford Dictionary, so your odds of getting it right are still better than the band had at picking a cool name. Looks like we're locked and loaded. Let's do this. Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker, and Jack Bruce named their band in reference to being the cream of the crop. I didn't know that. Shirley Manson and her band were told that they sounded like garbage, and then that became their name. That's cute. So, is the answer the Kinks, or is it the Commodores? The answer here is Commodores. You got it? Perfect. Easy like Thursday night. Lionel Richie says their trumpet player stuck his finger on the page in the dictionary and nearly hit the word commode instead. I'd say, yeah, they dodged a bullet there. They really did. Moving on to question 15. The Louvre's website says the Venus de Milo may have held which of these things in one of her now missing hands? Apple, globe, rose, knife. This famous Greek sculpture is believed to represent Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love and beauty. Her name's featured on the 4th track of Miles Davis's 1957 album, Birth of the Cool, and she even made a cameo in a Simpsons episode. So she's cool, she's beautiful, and she's pretty famous. So, what was the Venus de Milo apparently holding in one of her now missing hands? Well, you know what the dad with the Windex in my big fat Greek wedding would say? He'd say, look at the root of the word and make it Greek. Milo refers to the island on which she was found. It's also the Greek word for apple. So that means I can call my future ex-husband Apple Ventimiglia. Cute. I like that. Are we done? Are we done with Classic Millionaire 15? That flew by and you're still here. So it's time, in the words of Samuel L. Jackson in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. It's time for the Battle Royale. Congratulations to everyone who made it this far. This is all very exciting. This is the best part of my week. But now things do get more fun, but also even harder. Just 5 more questions stand between you and potentially winning $157,000. Just 5 questions for all that money. From here on out, there are no more lifelines. It's just you and me, kind of. Okay, let's keep playing. Battle Royale, Millionaire Live. Here is question 16. Which of these places borders the most US states? Mexico, Lake Michigan, Massachusetts, Quebec. I tried to tell you, they get tougher and tougher in the battle royale. You gotta think quick here, people, think quick. A little geography fact for you while we calculate your scores. Russia and China have the most neighboring countries in the world. How crazy is this? Russia spans 11 time zones. Whew. Okay, Carmen Sandiego, let's move. Mexico borders California, Arizona, Texas, and New Mexico. Quebec touches Maine, New Hampshire, New York, and Vermont. So, the place that borders the most US states is Massachusetts. That's right, it connects with 5: New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. The prize is $157,000 and you're almost there. You're doing great. Are you ready to move on to the bordering question? Give me a woosah. Next up, question 17. Sherlock Holmes' nemesis, Professor Moriarty, was the model for the villain of what musical? Sweeney Todd, Annie, Bright Star, Cats. It's always interesting when you discover the inspo for some of your favorite fictional characters. Me, I just found out that the face of the Little Mermaid, Ariel, was actually drawn to the likeness of Alyssa Milano. Little Sam Maselli, a Disney princess. It's true. Do you know how many online quizzes you need to take to gain this kind of knowledge? You're welcome. Tweet our show at Millionaire TV. Back to the question now. Moriarty was the inspiration for the character and the name of Macavity, who was the mystery cat and villain of Cats. This Andrew Lloyd Webber production was back in a big way in 2019 as a feature film. Taylor Swift and James Corden, Jennifer Hudson. I'm not saying Cats the movie is when things started to take a turn for the worse, but I'm not saying that that's when things started taking a turn for the worst. Feel me? Moving on to question 18. Which of these countries is currently governed by a president serving a 6-year term? France, Kenya, Argentina, Philippines. Tonight on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on ABC, we got to see the hilarious Ike Barinholtz in the hot seat. And you know him from the Mindy Project. I know and love him as one of the biggest Chicago Bears fans out there. You have to see the episode. He's a big-time Regis and Millionaire fan. And apparently he even wanted to be a politician when he grew up instead of an actor. And you know what that is right there? A segue back to my question about politics and leadership. In France, presidents serve 5-year terms. In Kenya, 5-year terms as well. So, the country that holds their presidential elections every 6 years is the Philippines. Look at this, we have our own leaders here blazing their way through this game. We are getting closer and closer to $157,000. It could be yours, no stopping now. Here is question 19. Uber's 2020 list of its 50 most unique lost items does not include which of these? Cat tarot cards, meat, taxidermied squirrel, bag of wigs. Okay, so obviously I had to go check out the other stuff that people left behind. How about this? A salmon head, Ed Sheeran concert tank top. Are these things people actually want back? You really need your professional grade hula hoop? You don't think that small handmade cat puppet left your life for a good reason? It's a crazy list. Let's get back to it. Cat tarot cards is on it, and meat also on the list. That explains why some of the cars smell the way that they do. Which isn't? Is it a bag of wigs or is it a taxidermied squirrel? The answer is taxidermied squirrel. You know, because obviously everybody remembers to take their taxidermied squirrels with them when they leave and hop out of the car. You have to check out the list. You're welcome. Just like that, look at where we are, everybody. Look around you. We are at the final question. It all comes down to this. Here is question 20. Which of these schools is named for an alumnus of the University of Cambridge? Vassar, Dartmouth, Yale, Harvard. This $157,000 is almost yours. Just think of all the taxidermied squirrels you could buy with this dough. When it's all over, you can fly down to the Philippines, you can read a Henry Miller book on the beach, you can rewatch Patrick Mahomes win his first Super Bowl on some fancy new TV. You can even buy a flight to New York to help me deal with my salsa dancing neighbor over here. All you have to do is know this. The second Earl of Dartmouth attended Oxford, Vassar, and Yale, didn't attend college, but John Harvard graduated from the University of Cambridge in England. So the correct answer is Harvard. His name's now on Harvard University, located in Cambridge, Massachusetts. You did it. You made it through all 20 questions. I guess the $157,000 prize was worth the fight here, so it's time. Let's see who won. And look at that, we have our winners. Congratulations to everyone who just won Millionaire Live. You're all splitting a cut of this $157,000. For the rest of you, if you enjoyed the game, please let us know. Rate the app kindly and use the hashtag #WhoWantsToBeAMillionaire. Follow us at Millionaire TV. We'll be back next time for an all-new chance to win big right after the next episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on ABC. I'm Kay Adams. Stay safe